Okay, so take me through the family tree. For anybody who doesn't know, Aurora, you're the oldest.
I am the oldest girl. I actually have a brother who's 15 months older than me, but in a big Italian family, if you're the oldest girl, you're pretty much in charge and you make all the rules and you do everything for everybody. So yeah, that's pretty much me.
She's the boss.
And then Olivia, and then Sophia.
Well, actually, our older brother Pete, then Aurora, then me, then my brother Gus, then Sophie.
So you guys have two brothers. Are they going to be on the show?
Yeah, they are on the show.
Did you have to convince them?
Nope.
They were fine.
Nope. They were available. They were wide. Their schedule was wide open.
They're all pretty laid back. Yeah, they don't care. I don't know. We're all just kind of like lax.
Yeah.
We're like,
And
hey,
none of us
show.
like really knew what we were signing up for. So they were like,
if people say bad things, we just like won't read it. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
Well, I feel like that might be the Rhode Island in you. Like you guys are just
Probably.
like down to earth. Do you feel like there's any LA Hollywood in you?
Yeah, I think a little bit.
I could definitely see that I've become jaded because people can be really cruel. They can really hurt your feelings, and then it makes you really question who you are. But I'll never forget where I came from, and where I came from always reminds me who I really am. And so that's why I love doing things with my family.
Jenny from the blog.
Maybe.
Used to have a little, now I have a lot. Huh? What? Okay, that's plagiarism.
I didn't say that.
Quote,
Anyway.
J-Lo.
Sophia, you said no.
Well, I said no immediately because that was just kind of my gut
Yeah.
reflex. But then when you were saying you feel a bit jaded because you do have to.
I mean, it's alarming the things that people can say, and I think
Yeah.
because you hear so many things, and you're like, no, this isn't true, and you can have really thick skin. There's no doubt about it. But like, there's a part of you that sometimes can internalize that if you're having a bad day.
Yeah.
And because of that, you do become a little bit pessimistic.
Yeah, but there are also mornings where, like most mornings, I wake up and I'm just like, how are we living this life?
Yeah,
Like,
that's true too.
Every day I wake up completely shocked that we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah. I mean, both can be true at once, right?
Totally.
Okay, I want to do some superlatives so everybody can get to know you really quickly.
Okay.
This might be a shit show because I've never done this with 3 people in a room.
Horses.
You're in for it. You're in
We
for
can guarantee that.
Who's the one everyone goes to for advice?
me.
Olivia.
I don't agree with that. That's fine.
Who's the highest maintenance?
Olivia.
Olivia.
Okay. It's good that
Probably.
she balances it
Yeah,
out.
that's true.
Who's the most dramatic?
Olivia.
Might be me. I don't know.
Aurora has a short fuse. Like she's
None
the
of
type
us
of
are
person.
dramatic though.
We're not dramatic, but Aurora is the type of person that like you could see the steam come out of her ears and like, she could just flip.
Yeah, she has no chill and she will
Sometimes
bite your head off.
It just depends. It's very random. It's fun actually. To
Yeah,
see.
it's like you never know what you're gonna get. You just never know.
I mean, you're the oldest girl. I feel like that's part of birth order.
Yeah. I'm just
100%.
confrontational, and it doesn't matter if we're at the grocery store. It's
Yeah, and you get like
you
annoyed
literally just
more
got in a
easily.
fight at Walgreens. Didn't
And
you?
with
Not
Gus,
a fight,
she
but
was
like,
mad at Gus for whatever.
I feel like you might have to curb that with the show. Like the more that people know you, the more
Yeah.
that can get out of control.
you'll see.
But
Bites at
honestly,
Walgreens.
I wish I was more like that
Yeah.
because I'm not confrontational at all, and I won't stick
Yeah.
up for myself. It's not a good quality.
But you guys
Yeah.
fight over stupid
You're
things
also
like
the youngest,
t-shirts.
though.
Yeah.
That'll come.
Okay.
Okay, best taste in men.
Not her. Now, yes, but
None of us. Maybe Sophie.
I have the best. Never mind.
Yeah. Sophie.
Well, I have a wonderful boyfriend right now.
No,
Thank you very
your
much.
track
But like
history.
in general.
I would say, Sophie, you've gotten lucky.
No,
You're
I
welcome.
Sophie. Sophie's had nice duds,
You've
and
had
now she has a good
really,
one.
really nice
I've had
boyfriends. You've done a good job.
I've done
We've
good with
not,
like having
so-
them be nice, but there's also been a few that were terrible.
Listen, you haven't been great, but you've been better than us.
Yeah, that's like my. I would say
By
you
default.
not now, not judging currently, but past you get an F. You get an F. I get like a C.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good. I get an F also.
Okay.
Who has the best taste in men? So that's you.
Yeah.
And then the worst.
We're a tie.
We're tied.
Okay.
Yeah, those two.
Who's the most fun at a party?
Aurora.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Who's the family punching bag?
Me.
Sophie.
Yes, 100%.
Most likely to be late.
Olivia.
Olivia.
Most gullible.
Probably
Olivia. Olivia.
Can we just tell you a quick story?
Which one? Which one?
No, she can literally believe anything. She doesn't really think that hard about
Collier's
much.
Bakery,
Yeah, no, like there's this bakery that was going out of business near our house. We drove by and it was like 1292 Broad Street or something. And Olivia was like, "Oh, what a shame! It's been open since 1292."
Oh, God.
I was like, Olivia, that was like before Columbus was even around.
That's not even the worst. Yeah,
Well,
I'm gullible.
to your credit, on the East Coast, things are very old. You know, like
Yeah, that's
buildings
true.
are
I mean,
old.
it was
It's 1290.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't even have ovens.
I was gonna say funniest,
were in
but
caves.
I feel like you guys are all pretty funny. Who's the best cook? You guys are a food family.
We are.
We're all gonna say that we're the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one's going to
individually.
agree.
But also, I'm the
Yeah.
funniest if you want to go back to that question.
Yeah.
She is the funniest. We will give her that.
Best shoulder to cry on.
They're both so bony. I'm not really sure.
I would personally like to duplicate myself and be able to cry on my own
Yeah,
shoulder because
well-
they're not always the So Sophie is the more
I would cry to Olivia
Yeah,
before
like,
Sophie.
Well, because she's constructive, so she'll
Yeah.
like give you what you don't want to hear if you need to hear it. I'm more just like, I'll say whatever to make you feel better.
Like
Like,
a
she
witness
will.
to the
and
pain.
she'll
Yeah.
just like pat you and do the things.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, who's the favorite child?
Sophie, the baby is always the
Yeah.
favorite.
That's
Except
true.
I do think at some points I could be your
Sometimes
your
it's
close
it's,
competition.
it's Olivia, maybe.
It depends like how well she's doing. Our parents root for the team that's winning. So like if
Yeah.
Olivia got a good deal on something,
Yeah.
she'll be her favorite.
So that's actually my next question because they are not painted that way at all on the show. One of my favorite parts of the
Yeah.
trailer is when they say they are not influenced by Olivia. It's
That's
like
my
I
favorite.
cracked up.
My mom's one-liners. I didn't know she was so funny.
yeah,
so
I know.
did you have to convince them to do the show or they were all in?
They're
I don't think they knew they had a choice.
Well, no, our dad, Olivia describes him very accurately as a combination of like Michael Scott from The Office. So like, and who's the other person we compare him with? Michael Scott from The Office and somebody else.
I can't remember.
I don't know, but he's like one of those people who he's a ham. Like I think
I
secretly
think it was Chris
he's
Jenner.
been living his
He's a
whole life
combination.
for this. Yeah.
He's a combination
Maybe
of
Kris
Michael
Jenner.
Scott and Chris Jenner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
But, like, we
Michael
would
Scott
finish
was
filming-
an actual good businessman, that is our dad.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Our dad is just kind of like I think he's been waiting his whole life for this secretly. maybe.
In a sense,
Yeah.
yeah. But then at the same time, it's like they have a really good head on their shoulders in the sense that they understand that this is an opportunity and that's been presented and they're grateful for that. And we're all like healthy and we get to do something together. And they have
Right.
like 5 kids that are doing things. Like they're just like really like happy to be here. They're just
They
gonna
have
show
no,
up and do
they
their
have
best.
no
Yeah.
ego. They love that we're doing
No
something
ego.
together. It
Ego.
literally could be anything, and they would be like, "Oh, that's great. We'll come." Yeah.
And they have no
Yeah.
agenda. Like they
like-
have nothing in this they believe is like for them other than making their kids happy.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
sweet. That shows up in you guys though.
Oh, thank
That's really sweet. So you guys, both of you started to kind of see Olivia's rise and then you decided to all be public figures.
Jumped
Yeah.
on that coattail real
Yeah,
quick.
we had to just ride the coattail as hard as we could. No, just kidding.
No, but it's not like that. It's just that
No.
I'm
No, it is.
surprised
I
that
just like to
No,
just, we'll get
yeah.
that from
No,
social
it's-
media, so we just go with it now.
Yeah.
Just joke about it. If you can't laugh at yourself, you're doing it wrong.
very
Yeah.
true. But what went into that decision?
I mean, I was private
I
on
think it
Instagram
was
until I had.
when they came to my
kids.
house and they realized that they
We're
really
like,
liked the
wow, all of
furnishing.
this.
Yeah.
No, that was not.
That's
it.
honest though.
I
No,
think
I'm totally
no. She's joking.
I am.
I'm
honestly-
not. A nice couch would really convince
Yeah, I'd
me.
be like, you got this.
That's all
for
it takes.
free?
Maybe
Just
she's
a pillow.
doing this right.
The
No,
restoration
I think what
hardware
happened was
furnishings.
Olivia, like Sophie and I got to witness Olivia doing a lot of different things, working with different brands, like
Yeah.
making her own hours. And I feel like anybody would want that job where you
Yeah.
can,
But
where
to
you're
be
your
fair,
own boss and you.
before anything, we all modeled before you did pageants, so like we were a little bit in that industry, like
Yeah.
so it wasn't completely shocking to us when we
Yeah.
started doing more. It just she just proved that it could work.
It's not like you want to do exactly what I was doing. I think you like realized that it was like a risk that could pay off, and so you wanted to take the same type of risk. Like,
Yeah,
just like switch things
I
up.
honestly don't. It's not like I saw Olivia's Instagram and I was like, oh, I want to be that too. Because what happened was I had kids, and then I ended up going public on Instagram to kind of like mommy blog in
Yeah.
a way, and create a community of moms and just be like really raw about like postpartum and all that. And I ended up really enjoying the connection that comes with like being vulnerable, and I like writing, and it happened organically. And then it helped that she gave me some followers. And
No, I
I'm
feel
just
like
kidding.
also we've always been really close too. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
It was just organic.
God, how
Who
did
doesn't
we
use
really
social
need to think
media
about
these
this?
Yeah, we need a better answer for this one.
Well,
because I don't know how
Because
it happened.
there was no direct path. It just kind of happened.
I love that you
Yeah.
said path because I heard you say that Aurora paved the path for your family.
Yeah.
Which I thought was so interesting. What did you mean?
Well, in some ways, she definitely did. She's always been the boss. She's always been the person that, like, I stole her clothes. I wanted to do exactly what she did. Like, Aurora used to
I
yell-
modeled first.
Yeah, Aurora
she did.
modeled
Aurora was
first.
the first to start modeling.
She was just like, she's always been a powerhouse. Like, I remember her yelling at me just like staring at her, being like, she's so pretty. Like, she was just like a
She was like
evil,
truly a
bully
level
big
12
sister.
stalker. Like she would stalk.
Yeah, I was
Aurora.
obsessed with Aurora. My favorite
Yeah.
game was like Maid, where I would do everything that she wanted me to do just so I could be in her presence. It's
So
very
sweet.
odd.
Super
But
weird.
anyway, so we've always been super close, and everything that I've ever learned and gone through is in a way been molded by my older sister. Kind of the same way with Sophie, and I feel like it all kind of did happen organically because we are so close. As I started doing more things, they were doing them with me naturally,
Yeah.
and Sophie for sure just like fell into it. And then with Aurora with kids, like
And also, like, since we are so close, like, if she's using a new like vitamin C serum, I'm gonna try it. It's not like
Yeah.
like it's only normal that like, oh, something's working for her in her career. I want to try it too.
Mhm.
You know.
I don't
That's
know
so-
the
I have a
vitamins
brother,
either.
so I don't get that, and I think that that's so nice. That's like what you do with friends.
I just feel like
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
share
exactly.
everything. We try everything that each other is trying. So like, obviously,
yeah,
gonna
we're
share
always
career.
together. Something really funny happens when we're together. We're like, oh my God, like everyone's gonna think this is so funny too. It's more fun to share it with like, the fourth sister who's always like our
Yeah.
Instagram pretty much.
Yeah.
Right.
And we
That's a
all
good way
just
of-
like have fun documenting it. And then it all just kind of came together.
Okay, so I'm about to ask you the 2 toughest questions of the interview.
Okay, we'll try to be quicker. 'cause
So,
those
no,
last
you're
ones were
good.
hard.
Sophie, my first question is to you. I think as the youngest,
Yes.
you're in such an interesting position, having seen 2 older sisters walk through life. What was the hardest moment to watch each of them go through?
I think the hardest moment for I guess I'll start with Aurora because that's I think more obvious. Her divorce was the hardest moment she's been through, especially because we are not familiar with that. Our parents have been married for such a long time, and I think it was such a new experience for us, and we weren't sure what that meant. Being the youngest, it's hard for me because sometimes when you're younger, you're not taken as seriously. So I'm like, what advice can I give you? I don't have that much life experience. So it was kind of tough because I felt a little bit helpless.
Yeah.
The only thing I could really do is just like be there. And I think what I'm best at offering is like being an aunt. Like I will always be there for my niece and nephew. So that's never in question. So there's always an extra support system. And then with Olivia, I think the hardest thing for Olivia was he who shall not be named. I specifically remember going to Japan. I flew to Japan with Olivia. One, it was a great opportunity. Who doesn't want to go to Japan with their sister?
Yeah.
But it was because she was in such a bad place that we really didn't want her to be alone. So I was with her and she was so skinny, like just so not in a good space. That was the worst time that I saw her. And that was really, really just sad because nobody
That's
wants
so
to see
sad.
people go through that.
Yeah. That was actually the other part of the trailer that really touched me.
Oh, good.
Because you mentioned, I want to get the exact quote right, but you said you dated somebody who made you feel less than human. And I honestly, I took a deep breath because I did too. And I think that I hear stories, there's all these really strong women who date men who make them feel awful. And I even feel embarrassed talking about it now. I'm like, how did I let myself be in that place? I felt like that was kind of why you shared it.
100%.
Because it's a very personal thing to share.
Yeah, and I even look at the person that I am now, and I cannot believe that I put myself in a position to be treated so horribly. But there is a saying that a frog will jump out of boiling water, but if you put a frog in water and slowly put up the heat, it's going to die. And it happens
Yeah.
slowly. You don't really
It's
understand that you're
incremental.
suddenly being put in this really horrible, toxic environment. And it's hard to explain, but you understand. A lot of women understand. And they're like, how did I do that? Oh my God.
Do you feel any reverberations from that now? Or do you feel
Triggers? 100%. Yeah, there's always going to be triggers when you go through traumatic experiences, but you just have to understand how to cope with them and understand when they're coming up and what they're coming up from and work through them. And it definitely makes you stronger. And I'm so grateful to be able to give other people great advice about being in a situation like that and let them know that they're not alone and that they can get through it.
thought it was so beautiful that you shared it. I think even if you have 2 parents who have a nice relationship, you grow up not totally knowing what a healthy relationship looks like, feels like, and it's like to hear through other people's stories is helpful.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, then my other hard question is, I feel so complicated about pageants, and I wanted to know about your experience because I meet women like you. I have some friends who are driven and ambitious and incredible. And then I think about the system of pageants, and I feel like they're like this money-making machine on women's insecurities.
Oh, really?
Aurora's nodding.
I want to hear.
So,
Yeah.
like, did you ever feel objectified, or do you feel like I'm missing something?
Well, I understand. I completely understand why somebody would think that. This was my perspective at the time. I was in college. Everybody was doing drugs, drinking, and like I was literally every day I would wake up and be like, whoa, these people's parents are spending this money to do this. I hated college. Like I
Yeah.
absolutely hated it. And I wanted to do something that was going to get me out of there. And I had the opportunity, Miss Rhode Island, I told everybody I was doing it. They were like, why are you doing a pageant? This is so embarrassing. But it was an opportunity to work on stage presence, to work, to put my mind towards something else besides like having to party. I wasn't a partier in college.
Yeah.
I am more now. But anyway,
That's always how it works.
yeah, exactly. But I just didn't like it and I wanted an excuse to get out of there. So it kept me occupied. It challenged me, helped me work on stage presence, interview, current events, walking on stage is really scary. Even just like putting on makeup. I went to an all-girls Catholic school. I didn't wear makeup. I didn't even know how. I had to learn all these things and it was truly challenging. And I didn't
So you felt empowered.
I totally did. And I did not do it to win. At that point in my life, if I met anybody outside of like my cafeteria that like had a job and was doing cool things, which like all of those girls in Miss Rhode Island were,
Yeah.
I was like so excited to be just like elevated, to be completely honest with you. So I really didn't have that experience. I felt like I was with really empowered women who were walking through a door that could lead to an opportunity. And honestly, like it did for me.
Yeah,
I didn't
majorly.
necessarily think it was going to even, but that's my 2 cents. But I can absolutely see why maybe somebody whose parents are like grooming them from a young age. It just wasn't like that for me. That wasn't like my perspective. I didn't set out to win. I set out to just get out of college.
Partying.
Yeah, literally.
And then Aurora, what was your head
Oh,
nod?
my reaction. No,
Yeah.
just because I definitely I agree with the opportunities that pageants can bring. I just wish that it feels like the main criterion for judging these women is like kind of an objective beauty that like
but it's not always.
But it's not always.
It's not, because it's usually about what else they have going on.
Right. Yes. For
And,
the
like,
most
the way
part.
they
For
answer
the most
questions.
part.
Yeah.
So I think that pageants just need to be rebranded and maybe not make them walk around in swimsuits and maybe there's more interviews and more things that just require a little bit more depth of character.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. To me, it was more like, I mean, I was the shortest person there. I was the youngest person there. I had no boobs. I was totally flat chested. It was just like not hot. So I don't really know how I won. So to me, it was really like walking was an energy and a confidence that you had to own. And I understood it as more of like having a presence that actually had nothing to do with the way that you looked, because objectively, I did not have the most beautiful body. I was like prepubescent.
Yeah, which is why I just feel like they should do more like
Yeah.
speaking and talking and less like just like brandishing you guys like cattle.
Yeah, I mean, I can absolutely understand why people would have that perspective. It wasn't mine, but I totally get it.
I appreciate you having the dialogue with me because all the women I meet who do them, I love. So
Oh,
I'm like,
really?
what am I missing?
Yeah.
It was
I
a
do
genuine
too.
question.
They're
Yeah.
all like
Misconception.
go-getters
Yeah.
who are very
Very ambitious.
authentic
Yeah.
and,
And there's
like
a-
powerhouse type women.
there's a
I would never
camaraderie.
have done
Yeah.
a pageant, but like I feel only because I had that same viewpoint of like, oh, this is cheesy. This is objectifying women and all that. But that's not necessarily the case.
I think if they have a
Yeah.
male equivalent, then it's fine.
Yeah.
Like I just want a male pageant too or something.
Right.
They
Yeah.
should, by the way.
What would they
That
wear?
would be so fun. Honestly, it
I
would
know.
be really
So
cool. I think I'm thinking
speedos?
more of
Yeah.
like even, I don't know, it could be men dressing like up in any way. And it would be
Yes.
really cool to see, because it's really not, I don't think it has much to do with the appearance as much as it does with the energy. And I feel like some guys could like really bring
I
that
agree.
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
But
you
I don't
guys get any advice from other reality stars before you set out to do this?
Aurora has a friend, Katrina Scott, who was on a reality show who gave her advice, but that's really the only person. I was actually, believe it or not, I was on a reality show before, but
What was it called? Model?
clearly you
Model
didn't.
Squad?
No,
No, I
cross your
did.
desk.
It was on E.
Model
Yeah,
Squad,
exactly. Model Squad. So I just asked myself, I didn't give myself any advice.
Basically the advice we got was like, you're either all in or you're all out. So like, this is your shot to, to make an impression, connect with an audience in a way that you haven't in the past. And I think we all knew that when we started filming. We were like, okay, this is something that we need to be all in for.
Yeah.
I love that.
Agreed.
How much of your relationships are we going to see on the show? Because you guys are dating two football players, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like you're the only one that escaped, but maybe now.
No,
There
we
could
did.
be.
We've already told her that's
we
not
did
allowed.
joke that like just for the drama aspect, like maybe I should date a basketball player because we know that there's a high percentage that they'll cheat on me, and then we'll have that drama. Well, I mean, it's no secret that basketball players cheat. I mean, they all.
People are not gonna like that
Sorry.
generalization.
No, I just saw an interview with
That
Lala
is true.
Anthony, and she said she will not date another NBA player.
Oh.
She was like, I used to think that it was the cities like Miami or Chicago. I would get nervous. She was like, it's actually the small cities where you think nothing's going on when you're asleep.
really?
That everything's going on.
Oh
I don't know. Is she
God.
sure about Miami? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a few bad
Happening there, too.
experiences there.
Yeah,
No
it's not
comment.
great. But are we gonna see your relationships, or it's all kind of your family?
Yeah. You see a bit of mine. In this season, I think Braxton's on like maybe 1 or 2 episodes.
No, you see the most like pivotal moment of.
You do see a very monumental moment
Yeah.
in Braxton's life, which I'm so happy that we got on camera. He was a little nervous to open himself up, which
Yeah.
totally understandable. But I know he's happy that he did it, and I am too, because now we have this day that you'll know what it is. I don't want to give it away, but we have that memory on tape forever.
I know that is so cute.
Yeah.
It's cool to have like a professional memory, rather
yeah.
than an iPhone memory.
It
That's
is
beautiful.
really
Yeah.
cool. It's like a home video, but like cooler.
So Olivia, in the trailer, you said you always thought you'd be married and have kids by the time you were 30.
Didn't we all?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did
know.
too.
Didn't everybody were like 28 is
Damn.
when you have the
Yeah.
yeah.
Ring at this
It
age.
goes really a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really snuck up on me.
How do you feel now? You're 30.
I know I'm late, clearly. I'm a little bit later than I had anticipated, but
Probably
still
a good
here,
thing.
still feel good, still feel very lucky to be
30,
doing what I'm
40 and
doing.
driving.
30, flirty, and driving, as Jennifer Garner reminded us. And I'm excited for the future. I feel like I'm just so grateful to be in a good relationship. I'm so happy, and I'm so happy for my boyfriend and that he's killing it. And I think in good timing, everything will work out and happen exactly as it's supposed to.
Has does it work when you guys live in all different places?
The three of us?
Yeah.
Well, I actually mostly live in LA, and Aurora does too. Sophie has been
I'm a
kicked out.
nomad.
I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah. I travel around a lot.
But she lived with me for all of the show.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was living in LA, and then I met my boyfriend, and so I started doing New York to LA, and he actually lives between New York
Well-
and Miami, so then I was going LA.
There's
New York,
also
Miami.
like we'll have to watch the show to see, but really it was
Yeah.
like kind of like a whole evolution. It was like the phoenix rising from the ashes, except there were no ashes because that would mean that I put you in ashes. Basically, she left the nest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You kind of see that because, like, I remember maybe you posted about it or something that you were like going to take this new adventure.
Well, it is a little
Yeah.
bit. It's hinted at in the trailer to the show that
Yeah.
you see. For myself, the best move that I could make was to be on my own and figure just myself out outside of just the pressure of living with such a successful older sibling.
yeah.
It was definitely the best move for me to just find myself away from all that pressure that I was feeling in LA.
I don't know how old you are, but you are like whatever age going on 45. You're so wise. Okay, quick rapid fire before I leave you. A Hollywood celeb whose closet you'd love to raid.
Gwen Stefani.
Really?
Oh my God, yes. I'm
A
obsessed
lot of
with her.
sparkles.
Yeah,
Olivia's wearing the
love
Gwen
her.
Stefani red lip.
I
Yeah.
am, and so are you.
I just want to live in her closet. Forget about her closet. I want Gwen Stefani's
you go next.
Maybe like Olivia Palermo. I feel like
Oh,
she has
That
good
is kind of
style.
you.
That
I
is you.
feel like I would love to Hailey Bieber.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good
That's
one.
a good one.
Maybe
Good
I'll
one,
text
good.
her and ask to go in her bathroom.
You should to promote the show.
Oh
Come
my God,
on.
that'd be so cute.
That would be really cute.
Can
She
you
does
invite
have
your
good style. I
sisters
can't
though,
believe
please?
Yeah. and then we'll just like go to her closet after.
Yeah, wait, I'm like, why are you in the
Perfect.
bathroom though?
I want her.
That's where she
I want
films
her
her
skincare.
show.
Oh, okay,
I
got
want her
it.
skin.
You're not invited.
Yeah, evidently.
A beauty product you cannot live without. I know you guys are
The
experts.
road lip.
Yeah.
Plug it.
You know what I'm actually obsessed with right now is Laneige lip
Nice.
sleep mask. It's so good.
Everyone loves that.
It's great for your lips. obviously,
My
but-
that I can't live without is the Dr. Loretta Intensive Replenishing Serum.
Oh.
That is
Oh,
my
yeah, that is
interesting.
really
I
good.
want
I
to
love
bathe in it.
I love the Dr. Dennis Gross peel pads.
I like those too.
Yeah, those are good.
Okay, a wellness tip that you've picked up from the pros that you feel like is worth the hype.
Ooh, I have a
Ooh.
bunch. Cold plunge, cryo, red light
Ooh.
therapy.
Sauna.
Vivace microneedling.
Really?
I was like, what is that?
It's a facial. It's microneedling with LED red light.
You like that?
I love it.
I have
I look like a
melasma, so
baby
I
when I
can't.
come out of it.
Oh, I've got to try that. Washing your face with cold water,
Yeah,
drinking lots of water, taking your vitamins,
Water.
omegas,
Yeah.
Having good energy.
NAD
Mhm.
therapy.
Oh my
and
God,
The
yeah.
new thing we've been trying out that we're firm believers in is like you have to like get your teeth checked up on once a year and cleaned and everything.
Mhm. Oh,
we
yeah.
like to do energy cleanses. So find yourself a good Reiki master. We have ones that we can recommend to you, and just make sure you're cleaning all the bad juju that people are.
Inserting.
Spitting it.
Yeah, sometimes you take on energies that don't belong to you. You just need to release them. And actually, we have some of that in the show. One of
I
our
agree with
good
that.
friends is a healer. So
So
Oh,
awesome.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I'm so excited for that to come out.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome. Okay, a book that changed your life, something you think everyone should read.
that's
A
fun.
Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. Yeah.
Changed my
I know we were just saying that in another interview. We were like, well, whenever somebody gets dumped, the three of us, we just give them this one
Yeah.
book that like is like highlighted and like the
Yeah.
Literally.
pages are like turned down because
Yeah.
it's like such a good
So
book,
sweet.
even not only for relationships but just like for life in general.
I'd say
Yes,
quick read.
exactly.
For a-
It's
It's a
so
quick read.
good. It's
We
so
love that.
good.
For anybody in their early 20s, the defining decade.
That's a
It
great
is.
one.
It's not as sappy and as like spiritual as Return to Love, but you need to
Really?
read it if you're in your
I
20s.
feel like you always like those like romantic beach reads though.
No, I do. They love self-help.
Yeah.
I like to kind of escape when I'm reading, but this one book, it just really sets you up for like, if you see a dream life for you, but you're not doing anything to get there, how do you think you're going to get there? And it's just a great like navigating.
I like that.
Yeah.
She's allowed to have her own
It's-
taste, Aurora.
I didn't
I'm
say
with
she
you.
could.
Yeah.
I like
You know
that
what
book a
else?
lot.
Because
I was
she
just
did say
wondering why she
The
wouldn't.
Language of Letting Go by Melody Beattie.
I've never heard of that.
It's
Oh,
good. I mean, we're all
yeah,
mildly
I know that.
codependent. I'm more severely. So it's a really good book
The
for
Language of
somebody like
Letting
that.
Go. Hmm.
Language of Letting Go, Aunt Kathy.
You
gave
say
it
that
to
with
me.
like
Yeah,
such a
it's
a
bad
daily
smile.
devotional.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
I know it.
Okay, the smartest decision you've ever made.
To film a TV series with my sisters. I mean, come on. It's kind of life changing for everybody involved here. All of the viewers, it's just going to change your life.
That's
Yeah.
I mean, ever of all time.
That's so tough.
That's really
I know,
hard.
but it's like whatever came to your mind.
Well, the first thing that came to my mind was honestly the fact that I did say I would never date another athlete, and then I went on my date with Christian, and I'm so happy because we went on a date almost 4 years ago, and we've been inseparable ever since.
Aw.
yeah.
That was nice.
I was gonna say the same thing because I had a rule and I wasn't gonna break it, and then I'm actually not gonna lie, I was really drunk. We were at Craig's. It was my birthday.
Yeah, I was
Story
like,
just
text
got
him
really
back.
unromantic.
No, but then I was like, what am I doing? I was like, why am I saying no to such a nice guy? And then I said yes, and it was Braxton, and 2 years later, here we are.
Honestly, a lot of great Hollywood love tales start at Craig's, so
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah.
I do a pretty smart question every week, so if you don't mind just
Oh,
picking one.
I like this.
Thank you.
Deck. So I just picked whatever one. Okay.
Yeah, whichever one. I always think people
What
pick the
give?
one.
Oh, this night. What gift do you most often give? And then it says re-gift.
Oh, do you re-gift?
Oh, okay. On occasion, well, yes, actually, I do. And the most common gift that I do give is a Santal candle, or like the really big, like if it's like something special, the really big diptyque, like huge one. That's kind of like
Good
my
to
go-to.
be your friend.
I like
Which
that.
diptyque?
or the really big Santal one. No, the one that's really big, it's Bays. That's one that they have that's really big. Or they have the Santal that's really big in the
Huge,
concrete.
yeah.
26, yeah.
It's a good one for like it's gender neutral and
So
I think
good.
it's easy.
Cool. what do you need help with most right now? Well, I got a lot of laundry. No, I'm just kidding. What do I need help with the
Where
most
do we
right
begin?
now?
I'm just kidding.
I know, God, this question is
She could use a brow
So,
cleanup.
No,
I'm
no,
just kidding.
literally that.
I'm
But
just kidding. No,
I
your
don't know.
eyebrows
I'm launching a
look perfectly
website
groomed.
this week actually, and
Congrats.
thank you. So I feel like I have a lot of things that I'm juggling. I feel like I need somebody to help me organize my time management and how I can spend time with my kids and also work on my website and do all these interviews and
Let's go
stuff.
big. Do you want a house, pony? What do you want?
Oh, what do you do? Well, I don't need help with
I-
getting a house.
You
right
need
now.
a virtual assistant.
I need
Yeah.
a virtual
Yeah, you
assistant.
just
need a
real
VA.
assistant. I think we're approaching.
That's
I
like
do need
totally
an
doable.
assistant.
We do
I
need
do
an
need
We
an
can
assistant.
do that.
Yeah.
But then you have to like train the assistant. I don't know. It just seems like
It
a
is
lot of
a
work.
it
Here.
yeah. Well,
Okay.
that's it.
Sophie,
do
the
it all
youngest, but
myself.
really the oldest.
The
in
youngest,
spirit.
but the
Yeah.
worst.
yeah.
When was the last time you felt rejected? That's a
Jeez,
great
we're
question.
going
Going dark. The last time I felt rejected was probably, I guess. So I've been trying to find a new modeling agency, and there was one that I really wanted, and I won't name it, but I didn't get it. And I mean, that's just a fact of life. It happens. But no matter how you try to keep it like it's not personal, you're gonna feel like it's personal, especially when
Yeah.
it's modeling. We're like, come on, it does come down to how you look. So
Well, she's like got this small, like the skinniest, longest legs of all time. Like she belongs on a runway. So if
think so,
anybody
too.
out there is listening or watching,
Yeah.
everything happens for a reason. So while I did feel rejected, it will work out.
it will work out.
It will, and I appreciate
She's
you
like-
sharing that.
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody gets
you.
rejected
Thank
somewhere.
you.
You guys are so
Absolutely.
fun.